episodic. That's the word I've been looking for to describe author Ryan North's run on the Fantastic Four, issue 5 of which just came out. Issue 5, even though he's done like 30 issues, it's modern comic books. So in this issue, Reed Richards and the guys go on a fishing trip of sorts, and as such, Sue Storm and Alicia Masters-Grimm are kind of left to their own devices, and Black Cat comes to Sue for help after she is framed for robbery and murder. You know, the Fantastic Four issues that Ryan North has done have all had to follow like the collective narrative of the Marvel Universe and sometimes tie into whatever event comic is going on. And yet most of them have a largely self-contained, kooky, comic book science-y, episodic, almost sitcom-y feel to them, including this issue. You know, the boys are going out of town, what are the women folk gonna get up to? But yeah, I don't have like a long extended reading history with the Fantastic Four. Like, they weren't one of mine growing up. But nevertheless, when you open up a Ryan North Fantastic Four issue, you feel like you know these people, like you're familiar with them, including people like Alicia Masters-Grimm, who the general public doesn't necessarily know. And of course, our artist Humberto Ramos is able to tremendously complement Ryan North's writing in this issue and in all the previous issues that he's done. They're a great pair. I'm kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop in terms of what we saw happen in the most recent issue of One World Under Doom, and, you know, for the tone to suitably darken, but for now, I'm enjoying the light-hearted fun that we're getting here. The creators of Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum #4, pull off kind of a cool trick on the very first page here. I don't know if trick is really the right word, but it's a cool visual effect that really brings you into the issue. So in this issue, Superman has been drawn into the 5th dimension, which is famously where Mr. Mxyzptlk is from, and naturally a lot of weird, bizarre, trippy stuff happens as he tries to escape. This is definitely the strongest issue that we've gotten from this story so far. And not coincidentally, it's also the strongest issue that Martin Morazzo, our artist, turns in. He's got a lot to work with here. He's really on his A-game. But yeah, Superman is in the 5th dimension here. And on the very first page, we see the exterior of the Daily Planet building. And a bunch of people are presumably on their way to work, I guess. They're riding clouds, spaceships, balloons, etc. But then we've also got this person who's real and tinted green and is flying a spaceship. Some purists might kind of balk at that kind of thing, but I really dug it because it firmly implants the notion in your mind that this is a weird place and you never know quite what you'll see. And it's fun to look at. Look at this guy. Dr. Fate is in this issue as he and Batman and Lois Lane ponder how to get Superman out of the 5th dimension. I really appreciate the way Martin Morazzo drew the blue portion of Dr. Fate's costume here. It's got like a swishy, almost pajama-like look to it. I mean, he could have given him like blue armor, kind of like Batman is wearing, or sort of skin-tight tights like Superman wears, but no, he went for something different. I know this is kind of a stretch, folks, but if superheroes were real, I feel like their costumes would not all look the same. Like, they wouldn't look like they all shopped at the same generic superhero costume store. I feel like some artists would do well to remember that. There's a moment in Wonder Woman #27 where the big bad guy tells Diana to get down on her knees. That goes about as well as you might think it would. So in this issue, Wonder Woman confronts Mouse Man. They're on this island where he's got this hyper control over his cult-like followers. They basically worship him, and he tries to bend Wonder Woman to his will, and it works out the way it works out. I think this is actually my favorite issue of Wonder Woman to come out this year, largely because of the get on your knees scene. I mean, obviously it has a certain brash undertone to it, if you take my meaning, but ultimately it's about Diana, Wonder Woman, standing up to this very powerful but deep down insecure and, dare I say, impotent man. He tries to humiliate her, and then she basically exposes him for what he truly is. And look, I'm just going to say it. It does kind of feel like Wonder Woman is dealing with Donald Trump in this issue in a very direct manner. I know some people don't want to hear that. TikTok will probably hold back my video because of that, but it's what I think. Our author Tom King also illustrates the sycophantic nature of some of these cult members pretty well. Like, there's a scene where one of Mouse Man's followers is, like, talking him up to a prisoner, and the adoration that's on display there is almost homoerotic. And mind you, I don't have anything against people or things that are homoerotic. What I have something against is people who worship kings. And the cool thing about this issue, as I said, is that in this issue, the king kind of falls down and breaks his crown. So here's a pair of characters I never thought I'd be talking about in the context of an original comic book. Mufasa and Simba. This is The Lion King #1. So Dynamite Entertainment has a deal where they can publish Disney comic books, or comic books about Disney characters. And this is their latest one. It's a prequel to The Lion King. This issue is basically Mufasa and Simba doing Mufasa and Simba type stuff. And then Mufasa has to settle a dispute in the Pride Lands. Edwin Galman is our one-man show here on both the writing and the art. The best compliment that I can give to him as far as this issue is concerned is that it does feel like an extension of the Lion King movie. I mean, the colors look the same. It's got the same kind of softish look. The characters have the big eyes. They're very expressive. You believe it. You buy this book as an extension of one of the best animated movies ever made. Maybe one of the best movies ever made altogether. And I don't think that's a light compliment. The only thing that's kind of quizzical to me about this issue is the opening scene, which is basically a beat-for-beat retread of the "nobody messes with your dad" scene from the movie. After Simba has had his scare with the hyenas, they basically say in this issue all the same things that they say in the movie, but they don't use the same exact words. Like, the wording is different. So is this supposed to be that same scene from the movie, or is it supposed to be a different scene? I guess I'm confused. I mean, is there like a rights issue where they can't use the same dialogue from the movie? Is that it? Confusion notwithstanding, this issue is, I would think, exactly what you'd be looking for in a Lion King spin-off. I'm not a huge Disney buff, so I'm not really jonesing to get the second issue, but I'm open to it. I'm actually pretty excited about Ferocious, which is a new story from Mad Cave Studios, issue 1 of which just came out. And I think if you check it out, you might be too, so listen up for a second. So we're in medieval type times here, and a boy saves a demon/devil type woman after a battle. The woman, the creature, then proceeds to lay waste to his entire village, killing countless people. So that was kind of an oopsie on the boy's part. Naturally, the boy vows revenge, and in his quest for revenge, he actually becomes the demon woman's apprentice. I say demon woman, devil woman. It's not entirely clear what this person is. The solicitation uses the word draconic, which can sometimes have a dragon connotation to it. I mean, she looks satanic and evil. This is a really strong first issue. And, you know, coming from a journalism/news writing background like I do, I really appreciate it when stories can pull you in and grab you quickly, like news stories are designed to do. And this issue does that as well as any that I've seen in recent memory. This cover by Andy Clark and Jose Villarrubia is very intriguing, very inviting from a curiosity standpoint. And then once you get into the issue itself, it really gets down to business right away. Like, it sets the period, we've got our inciting incident, and boom, 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 by the end of the issue, we've got a story moving. We don't get a ton of, like, exposition or character details and information in this issue. I don't even know if we know our two main characters' real names, but the intrigue, the conflict is all there up front, and it makes you want to read more. But yeah, Ferocious #1 did exactly what a first issue is supposed to do. It got me hooked, it got me interested, it made me want to see more. So I'll be anxiously awaiting issue #2. Everything Dead and Dying #3 is kind of like a look into zombie apocalypse-induced trauma and psychology combined with parenting-induced trauma and psychology. And you know what? That works for me. This is becoming one of my favorites of 2025. So to reiterate here, this story is about Jack, who's been living with the zombified versions of his husband and adopted daughter. He's basically clinging to the life that was before. But then a group of regular people come along and sort of threaten that status quo. And naturally, Jack doesn't take too kind to that. And in this issue, things get ugly. It's just really moving to me that this Jack character is clinging so hard to a world that just doesn't exist anymore. And it's pretty obvious, at least to the reader, that if he continues to cling to it, he's doomed. Everything, the whole endeavor is doomed. But he clings to it anyway because even though the life that he had wasn't perfect, he loved them. There's also this question that Jack asks himself in this issue. If I'm not a parent, basically, what am I? If I don't have my daughter, who and what am I? And I think that's a question that a lot of parents ask themselves, interestingly enough, at various stages of their lives, in various stages of parenthood. This is obviously a very dark spin on that question, but it's relevant nonetheless. Jack also takes a hostage in this issue, a 16-year-old boy, who he finds out is kind of pondering, like, what's the point of even continuing to live and exist in a world that's this far gone and messed up? Everything Dead and Dying has turned out to be a really interesting look at human beings and the kinds of things human beings do and put themselves through sometimes. Wasn't expecting that, but I'm really digging it. The Bat Cave is apparently a great place to watch a football game. This is Batman Superman World's Finest #45. There's a scene early in this issue where Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne kind of have their guard down in the Bat Cave and are just watching a football game. That's kind of fun. It's always interesting how different creators interpret different characters in different eras. Like, many years ago, there was a Batman graphic novel that came out called Fortunate Son, where Batman doesn't even allow Robin to listen to music in the Batcave. Whereas here, Batman and Superman are watching a football game. It's curious, isn't it? But this issue starts a Lex Luthor Joker team-up story where Lex and the Joker go after a source of infinite knowledge, and they wind up in a predicament that I don't think anybody saw coming. Minor spoiler here, but Hawkman is in this issue, and he winds up squaring off with Lex and the Joker. I'm not going to show it to you because I want you to buy the issue, but the best page in the entire book is a shot where Hawkman is just coming straight on at the bad guys. It's got great energy and inertia to it. Will Hawkman ever be able to sustain his own book again? I don't know. It's kind of nice to see this book go back to basics a little bit with just a straight up Lex Luthor Joker team-up story. But then again, as the inclusion of Hawkman here indicates, a Batman-Superman book is kind of a backdoor Justice League book in a sense, because Superman and Batman are so central to everything that goes on in the DC universe. I mean, if you see them, you're inevitably going to see other central heroes and figures in the DC Comics universe. But for now, it's nice to have fun with Lex and the Joker. So for now, I'm sticking with World's Finest.